Wow. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my first M car experience. I'll talk about my first M car experience because I've driven an M235i about a year ago, but that's not classed as a proper M car. So, first experience is a BMW M4, which I'm very, very excited about. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in traffic at the moment, so I'm going to talk about the interior and exterior of the car as a sort of part one, and then part two I'm going to move on to the performance side of things. Once hopefully I can get some open access to some open roads. So the car is finished in a lovely Sakir orange, really stands out, looks really, really nice. The car is very aggressive looking, you know, than the standard 4 Series. That front bumper is really aggressive with the big intakes, looks really nice. Moving on to the side of the car, you've got the lovely sort of shark gills, if you like, which I really like with the sort of M Performance sort of badging. And overall the car is sort of wider than standard, you know, they've got the really wide arches, you know, the stance is really nice, it sits really low down. It's got a carbon roof for weight saving, which again just looks really, really nice, and that is actually purposeful, you know, there's actually a purpose behind it. Moving on to the back, you've got a lovely sort of natural lip spoiler, and obviously the quad exit exhaust, which again just makes it look really aggressive from the back end. Moving on into the interior, lovely sort of carbon trim, every way where you look, sort of around the dash and the control sort of systems, near the gearbox and all that. The car door cards are obviously got, you know, leather as well. The dash is leather. You know, pretty much everywhere you look, it's pretty much leather, and it just adds to the nice sort of feel of the car. But yeah, just a really nice place to sit. The seats are really comfortable. They're in between like a, I wouldn't say they're bucket seat, they're more of like a sport / GT Tourer type seat. They are really comfortable, but they are quite hugging as well. So, you know, probably good enough to just about maybe take on track, possibly. But really nice as a just all day, everyday car, I would say. The roads are opening up slightly now, so hopefully I can talk about the performance side of things. So let's start with the engine. It's a 3-litre twin turbo straight 6, producing 425 horsepower and 400 pounds-foot of torque. That power is delivered through a 7-speed DCT gearbox with obviously flappy paddles. Now I know they also did this car in a manual. Now those cars are very, very rare. And what I will say about it is it's quite jittery to drive. You know, when you're pulling out in first gear, it's quite sort of like savage, you know, it's like, I'm not sure why, but once you get into second gear, it's actually quite smooth. It sounds mega as well. Now, most of that sound you can hear now is not actually real. A lot of it is artificial. It's pumped through the speakers to give you more of a, so you can just about hear it, artificial sound, just to sort of egg you on almost, you know, which is a shame because I'm not a massive fan of it. The M235i I drove also had that sort of setup, and I wasn't a big fan of it. But nonetheless, the exhaust still sounds pretty mega anyway. Wow, that's blisteringly quick, absolutely blisteringly quick. Now, I talked about title, the car punches way above its weight, and the reason being is that the sort of performance figures you get, so the weight of this car is roughly 1,500 kilos. You know, you add that to the 425 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque, you get a very, very good formula, and a formula that could sort of really, you know, rival a lot of sort of sport, you know, high-end sports cars, you know, maybe even supercars, sort of like, you know, Porsche Cayman GTS type sort of standard, you know, which is an out-and-out sort of sports car, isn't it? So in that sense, it sort of pushes way above its class. The car also has 50-50 weight distribution, which means it handles extremely well, but also it's very agile. Steering's very, very good. Suspension, very good as well. You know, it's adaptable, so you can change the different modes, you know, between sort of comfort, sport plus modes, you know, depending on what your sort of personal preference is. Same with the steering, you can adjust the steering level to what you want it to, as well as the throttle response. And another thing you can adjust as well is actually the gear change. How aggressive you want the gear changes to be as well, which is again a nice little sort of touch on BMW's part. And again, adds to that sort of driving experience. Excuse me, I've gone down some roads I've never been on before. I'm just trying to work out where I'm going. They're quite type B roads. The car is fitted with Michelin Pilot Sport 4s all around, which obviously are the best tyres on the market you can get for any sort of car really. Mainly obviously sports cars, but and supercars. So it handles extremely well, rides really well. Brakes are really, really good, really responsive. And what I will say about the engine, there's no turbo lag. Obviously it's twin turbo, but there's no sort of real turbo lag, which is very, very impressive for a turbo powered car. You don't expect it. As you can see, it's instant, absolutely instant. There's no delay. You put your foot down, it just goes. Absolutely savage to drive. This is mega. Nice open roads now. Oh, and a tractor. Wow. Sorry, I'm not talking much, I'm just focusing and just enjoying this moment. First M car, and probably the most powerful car I've driven to date. 0-60 in 4.1 seconds. It's just absolutely savage. Speechless. Incredible. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And again, massive thank you to Ron Road Cars for supplying the vehicle. Make sure to go check them out. If you are interested in this car, it's available now for sale on their website. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, if you don't mind, I'm about to have some fun. See you later.